Divas, this is dating and relationship coach Sami Wunder, and in this video I'm giving you the top 5 ways you are demonstrating low value to men in dating without even realizing it. Now, how did I come up with these top 5 ways? Well, I came up with them after speaking to over 14,000 women who are my customers of my digital love coaching programs. Now, remember to watch the video right till the end, because you'll find that the 5th way is actually the most surprising way that is going to blow your mind. So let's dive right in. And of course, please be kind to yourself if you recognize yourself in any of these behaviors. Remember, this is not about judging yourself. This is about learning, healing, and healing can happen when we become aware of where we are going wrong. So the number one way women demonstrate low value behavior to men is, let's start with the most obvious, chasing men. Now, chasing a man is all about, reaching out to him, double texting him, calling him. Some of the women that I work with do that, but let's just say most women I work with and who find me are not obviously chasing a man. They're not obviously double texting and double calling a man or initiating communication. However, there could be subtle ways in which you chase a man. So for example, my Leap into Love client, Rebecca, when she started doing the course curriculum inside the program, she shared with me that she found that she wasn't actively chasing men, but what she was doing, that when she liked a guy, she would start to pursue the connection. So what does that look like? Pursuing the connection could look like, asking him more questions than he's asking you. If he would respond with just one sentence, she would respond with paragraphs. And so she was actively trying to pursue building a relationship, building a connection with the men that she liked. And she couldn't even catch that because she was not obviously chasing him. If I said, Rebecca, you're chasing this guy, she'd be like, no, Sami, I'm not. He's the one who texts me. He's the one who calls me. However, when we started looking at the text exchanges that she was having, they were actually her chasing him. And this was like a huge ta-da light bulb moment for Rebecca. If it's a light bulb moment for you, leave me a message in the comments section. I absolutely love hearing back from you and how this is landing for you and feeling for you. Okay, so let's move on to behavior number 2 that demonstrates low value to men. This is about sleeping too quickly with a man on date 1, 2, or 3. Now, I know this is going to trigger some of you. I empathize. I wish it was different. I am not at all about rules, and I'm definitely not about telling women not to explore their sexuality, not to connect sexually with men. But somehow, so many amazing men still continue to have the perception that if a woman is sleeping with a guy too quickly on date number 1, date number 2, date number 3, then she is an easy material and she's not wife material. Now, this can be hard for the feminists among us to hear. I totally hear you. And here's the thing. If you find that you are really enjoying sex in early dating, then my recommendation in these scenarios would be to literally hold out for at least date 1, 2, and 3 so that there is some kind of emotional connection that is also building up for the man. Otherwise, you do run down the trap of men seeing the quick sleeping as a low value behavior that is not good for your success, especially for the kind of men that you're looking for. And I do have an encouraging story about one of my clients, Shama, who's a CEO, and she told me when she found the Wunder work, she was like, oh my God, Sami, this is so hard for me, because I really enjoy sex. I really connect with passion with men. And I was giving her the same recommendation that I gave you, which is if you really are that person who must, experience that quickly, then at least hold out for the first few dates to communicate that value. And ideally, you do want to take a longer. Low value behavior demonstration number 3 is when you overtly fantasize men prematurely and then you start to talk to them about the future. Now, I'm gonna lift my hand. I used to do this all the time. When I met a great guy, I would go home and I would think about the future. I was dating actively in Germany, when I was 21, 22. And so I would be like, oh my God, what would be the color of the eyes of our kids? And, what would be our kids looking like? And so I would do a lot of romanticizing prematurely, even when I didn't know the guy that well, but just because I was falling for the chemistry and the connection really, really quickly in early dating. If I could have managed that energy, it would not really be a problem, but I couldn't manage that energy, and it would ultimately trickle out in the things I would say to the men. So I would say stuff like, oh, our kids would look so cute. You have blue eyes, I have brown eyes, our kids would look so cute. And the guy would be like, what? Like, I've seen you like on 2 dates or 3 dates. I can just speak for myself, and I know it's gonna be true for many of you watching this video. We're not doing this from a malicious space. We're not doing this because we are stupid. We're not doing this because we want to get somewhere with a guy. We're literally doing it because we're innocent, and we're literally doing it because we like the person and we're excited. However, it does demonstrate low value. And this is why, again, I keep saying this to my clients. Education in the world of dating skills is so important, because you could be a woman who likes herself, loves herself, which I thought I was, but you could still be demonstrating behaviors that are communicating low value to men. And it was not a surprise that so many of these men left. Now, the good news is that for those of you who are going to be diving into Leap into Love, I do talk about this in great detail in module 3 of the program, because this is literally step number 3 of the Wunder soulmate attraction method, where I talk about like the damage that over romanticizing a man prematurely does, and how all that projection, etc., really hurts the way you show up and how he perceives you, and how that goes against you because it demonstrates low value. So worry not, we will be going into detail with this as well. So number 4 low value behavior is really not drawing your boundaries and letting men just sort of tell you what to do and going ahead with them because you're a good girl. I know my client Gabby from Leap into Love, she's such a badass, and she's such a boss babe and such a leader, and she tells her team what to do for her, and just a great speaker, speaking on so many big stages. But when it comes to her love life, she actually becomes a good girl who just doesn't hold her boundaries around men. And so what we found was that it was easy for her to not care when the guys were not what she wanted. So she would easily speak her truth when she didn't care about the guy. But when she cared about the guy, it was like she became another person, and she would say yes to things like, the men would say, can you drive to my place today? I'm tired. Like, this is date 2. And she's like, sure. Can we have like an in-house date and watch Netflix? Okay. Can you pick up the takeaway on your way home to me? Okay. Can you do the shopping for the dinner that we will cook tonight? Okay. Can I come up to your place and just check it out and it's 1 a.m. at night after the date? Okay. And we were like, girl, where are your boundaries? You need to say no. You need to look after your interest. You need to demonstrate value. And she again wasn't coming from this place of being malicious or anything. She's a very smart woman. Even though she loved herself and she'd done all these coaching programs on self-love and is such a great business leader, I think when it came to demonstrating value to men, she was still struggling saying no, because it felt like she was being selfish. It felt like she was being too high maintenance. She had a fear around being too demanding. All of this was driving her, and it was actually demonstrating to men in early dating, especially the men who didn't know her, that it was a low value woman that they were dealing with. Even though she's such an amazing woman and she's so high value and she brings so many amazing things to the table. This is another way you demonstrate low value, when you don't hold your boundaries and you just let men drive you around and do, whatever they want you to do. So it's very important to hold your own and have a strong sense of self and, what you stand for, what you believe in, so that you are able to communicate that in dating. Now, number 5 way you demonstrate low value to men is when you argue and debate with men, especially in early dating. Again, I'm just going to speak about my client Gabby again from Leap into Love. And Gabby was like, so good at being, feminine and, fun and playful. But the minute a man would do something that she didn't like, she would just really come at men with like this force, and she would correct them and she would scold them and she would tell them, like, I'm a woman, you're supposed to pay for me on a date, and I'm a woman and you're supposed to pick me up, and I'm a woman, you are supposed to be the one planning the date, not me. And then she would get into these like back and forth, major power struggles with men. It was just so unattractive. And the sweet Gabby, she didn't even realize how she was being perceived. So it sounds superficial, and my work is always, about balancing the first impressions, but also going so much deeper with men. And as you get to know me more and more, you'll see that my work is all about really women being authentic and women being themselves more than anything when they are looking to attract a great man. However, early dating, you have to be a little more strategic, because really you don't have so much time that you're spending with men, and the way you're showing up and the things you're saying and the things you're doing and the way you're behaving is literally the only information a man has when he is trying to make up his mind about you. Okay, so being strategic in early dating is something I highly recommend, and this is why educating yourself and getting yourself skilled up when it comes to understanding, what is going on for me that I am accidentally and, surprisingly still demonstrating low value to men, even though I'm such a high value woman and even though I love myself. Now, the good news is that you've come to the right place. You found the right person. I have been doing this for nearly a decade, and I'm very, very good at helping my clients get results in their love life. I'm not just a influencer who just, regurgitates information online. I am actually a skilled expert at helping women go from single and struggling with men all the way to attracting amazing empowered men. I'm sitting here sharing this with you in the confidence that you will go check out all our amazing success stories from Leap into Love to know that I have evidence to back what I'm saying, that hundreds and hundreds of women have succeeded by using my Wunder Soulmate 6-step soulmate attraction method. Step number 2 of the Wunder Soulmate attraction method is the step that addresses exactly the problems we have seen today. It helps you understand how it's not enough to love yourself, but you also have to demonstrate that value to men. And of course, it also gives you all the tools to go deeper into self-love, but not self-love in this, vague, intangible kind of way. I actually give you many empowering tools and perspectives that you can start using literally as quickly as tonight when you sign up for the program, that will help you feel more confident, more self-loving in the world of dating and men. So these were the 5 behaviors, ladies. For those of you who are feeling called to check out Leap into Love, the link must be in the video description below or somewhere here on the screen. Click it, go check it out. And if it calls you, I would love to see you join. It's a very powerful program. If you follow the process I teach in the program, I have no doubt you're going to be able to attract your empowered masculine man in record time, like hundreds of my clients and students from this program have been able to do. See you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comment section if this was helpful. Lots of love.